My friends are convinced that I, 20 female, sabotaged myself with a guy, 22 male, who's way out of my league. For context, I'm 20 female, a sophomore in college, and this guy, 22 male, is a senior. We've been friends for a couple years now, and he's literally the entire package and then some. This guy looks like he just walked out of a 2000s rom-com. He used to play D1 football, he's a double major and in an honors program, and when you first meet him he's a little awkward, but once you get to know him he's really sweet and genuine and funny. By some miracle he's been single his whole life, but not for lack of female attention because he gets a lot of it. Long story short, he's extremely out of my league in every conceivable way, so I let it go to not make things weird. Anyways, there's two situations that my friend specifically pointed out to me. At the end of last year, we made a small bet for $10 just for fun. Anyways, when I won, he was like, hey, instead of paying you the money, we should just get food sometime and I'll pay. But almost immediately after was winter break, so we didn't see each other for a bit. He did reach out after break to remind me, but I basically said nah, it's fine, $10 is nothing. The second situation was longer ago, around August. We were with our friends at a dessert place, but because it was late at night I didn't get anything. But then he was like, let's play, what are the odds from 1,500, and if we win that's a sign we must get something. And by some divine intervention we picked the same number. So then he was like, okay, we must get something. Let's share an ice cream, but I was like, nah. I don't want sweets this late at night, but you should totally get something. So anyways, my friends think I'm an idiot who doesn't know how to seize the opportunity, and I have no idea what to think anymore. But since he's a senior, he's graduating a few months, so I probably won't be seeing him much, if at all. So what do I even do in this situation? You're an idiot who doesn't know how to seize the opportunity. Text him. Hey, you offered to get food with me twice now and I was too shy to say yes. But now I'm hungry. Yeah, couple of fumbles there. My friends think I'm an idiot who doesn't know how to seize the opportunity. And they'd be correct. Bro, why are you like this? He's a catch and he's going out of his way to make it happen while you resist for no good reason. You did fumble the ball, but it happens. You should reach out and ask if he'd like to get some food together sometime. Yep, seems like he's tried asking you for a date or date-like activity twice. Also, leagues are for sports, not people. My 24 female, child's 5 male grandmother suddenly turned up in my life again. When I had just turned 19, I unexpectedly found out that I was pregnant with my then boyfriend's baby. I had just turned 19 and he was a bit more than a year younger than me, being 17 at the time and just finishing high school. I didn't want to destroy his life and I was set on going to university in Europe, so when I told him and his family, I also told them that they'd never have to see me or my baby ever as I'll be leaving the country and don't want to destroy my boyfriend's future. My then boyfriend and his family agreed. His mother and grandmother never really liked me because my family was on the other side of the political spectrum. My family supported me through all of this, but my then boyfriend and I never talked again. I had my beautiful boy at the end of 2019 and he was God's gift for me even though he was never planned. I still went to university and where I finished my medicine degree. I never heard anything of my son's dad or his family. I moved back to my family just a few weeks ago as I had missed them terribly and wanted them to be more involved in my son's life as well. That's where my son's paternal grandmother plays a role, as she suddenly turned up at my front door a few days ago and demanded that my son move in with them. I obviously refused and reminded her that we agreed on never seeing each other again. Turns out that her daughter, my BD's older sister, lost her baby, and that's where they suddenly remembered that I had been pregnant. They're now constantly harassing me with messages and calls, my BD's sister and his mother, but I've heard nothing of my baby daddy yet. What am I supposed to do in a situation like this? Edit. Because there seems to be some confusion. I didn't finish my degree in under 4 years. Happy crying face. I wish. I was 5 months pregnant when I moved away for university and finished just a few weeks ago. My son is turning 6 this year, so to give you a proper timeline, it took me nearly 5.5 years to finish my degree and I never did the foundation program. IDK, why my degree is part of the discussion here. Another edit. Getting a bit tired of people telling me I didn't get a degree. I studied in the UK, not the US. Yes, medical school takes 8 years in the US, but if you'd take half a second to Google, you'd notice that medical school in the UK is much shorter. Thank you. If they want access to your son, they'll need to go through the courts. Talk to a lawyer about filing harassment charges and getting a restraining order. Is your ex on the birth certificate? Tell them the baby daddy has to get an attorney and pay for a DNA test. He will then be on the hook for the last 5 years of child support. That may cool their jets. It's significant that those two came, and the father has been silent. In addition to calling the police and talking to an attorney, I suggest to make sure to confer with school, creche, whatever your son is attending, to never release him to anyone except for you or your parents. So these strangers won't get to pick him up from anywhere. I am very sorry you are going through this. Be very, very careful. Some people out there are not exactly sane. Get a lawyer, a really good one, and don't let them in your house for any reason. If they try, call the police. Call the police for harassment. They are out of their mind. Sorry, what? She turned up at your door and insisted that your son, who has never even met her, moves in with her. You need to do two things. First, you need to report the harassment to the police. They should be able to do something about it. Second, you need to find out if your ex is still in town and if he knows what they are doing. You have nothing to worry about, as they have no claim on your child. The fact that they are only interested in him is because his biological aunt miscarried and they want a replacement only emphasizes that they are disturbed. I, 36M, think I just found out I have a son. How do I approach his mother, 37F? So my world has been turned upside down over the last 24 hours. I've got 2 kids, 8 and 2, or so I thought. My oldest has an assignment for school to write a report on an interesting relative. My family is boring, but I did recall having a great-great-great-granduncle who was a member of Congress. So I thought we'd start there. I logged into Ancestry and had a notification. You and random woman's name share DNA. Thought it was probably a distant cousin or something. Clicked it. It said predicted relationship, parent, child. I called my mom to make sure her account didn't get hacked since I knew she had it done. She said she used 23andMe for her testing. So I looked up this woman on Facebook. Came to the realization that this was someone I hooked up with in college. I used Truthfinder to find out more about her. She appears to be married and has a husband, an older kid, and 2 younger kids. They look like the typical suburban family. The older kid looks like as awkward as I did as a teenager. Spitting image. I'm guessing she did a test for him using her name. I have a flood of emotions right now. Anger being the first. If my math is right, he's around 18, don't remember the exact timing, and I've missed out on basically his entire childhood. I was absolutely in no place to raise a kid at that time in my life and probably wouldn't have ended up being able to go to med school. At the same time, I never got the choice to know, and that's what upsets me more. I know my family would have helped me out. I haven't told anyone this, not even my spouse. I'm wrestling with guilt. I really want to reach out. I don't want to throw turmoil into a family, but I also feel like I shouldn't have to miss out on more of his life. He has an Instagram account, but it's private, and reaching out straight to him would be overwhelming, not to mention creepy. Where do I start? Do I call Ancestry? Reach out to her directly? Do I get a lawyer? I don't even know how that works because I live abroad now. Thanks in advance. Firstly, I would speak to my partner, and then from there I would contact the women and say what you have found. She has put his DNA on a site that matches people, so it seems she wants people to know. But yeah, first things first, talk to your partner. I agree you should contact her. Remember, she can see the match too, so she may reach out herself. Don't start out angry. She may not have known who the father was. It was college. You weren't in a relationship after all. I would discuss it with your spouse first and foremost, so you two can navigate it together. They're your life partner and would be crushed if you didn't tell them first. I would then reach out to their mom and go from there. The one thing you shouldn't do is speak with the boy. He may not even know he is not the son of the man raising him. Let your wife know what you've discovered, then immediately see a therapist to discuss this with. This is going to have a huge impact on not only the son you don't know but on your wife, your siblings, his parents, siblings and grandparents. A therapist will aid you in navigating how you handle this to minimize the negative impact this will have on everyone involved. It will also help you to deal with rejection, if this boy wants to have nothing to do with you. Good luck. You start by telling your wife. Hiding this will cause problems in your marriage. First tell your wife your suspicions. Then reach out to the woman you had relations with. She can explain if the young man is indeed your son and why she did what she did. Then you can let her know you would like to get to know him and discuss what to do from there. But contact her first, after wife. My 39 female, husband, 39 male, wants me to change the way I dress. So as the title says, my husband wants me to change the way I dress, but I am not okay with it. We have been together 15 years, married for 10, and since the first day we met I've dressed this way. I wear black, I don't like wearing color, and I never have even as a child. I'm not goth or emo or anything like that, nothing against the alt styles, it's just not for me with all the accessories and makeup etc. I wear pretty average outfits like jeans and a nice top or skirts or dresses etc. and my makeup has always been more neutral colors. My husband has been throwing comments at me for a while now like, it's summer and you're still wearing black, or, it's a wedding, why the black? Just constant little digs. For context with the wedding comment, It was my friend getting married and I asked her if it was okay for me to wear black and she said absolutely as it was who I was and she expected I'd wear black anyway. I finally asked him last night what his problem was after a comment about my nightie. He said he would appreciate it if I would finally start dressing better. I asked what he meant and he said, you know, color and florals etc. like a girl. I told him straight that I'm not a girl, I'm a woman and I've been like this since he met me. I haven't changed and I always take pride in my appearance, so I won't be changing now because I am happy with how I dress. Black is my happy color. He said he was losing attraction to me because he wants more of a soft, colorful aesthetic now. That pissed me off and admittedly I snapped and told him that if his attraction to me after 15 years has boiled down to the color of my PJs, we have bigger issues than my wardrobe. And now he's not talking to me. And I'm completely lost as to what to do about this because it's just so weird to me. I know I should have snapped at him, but I don't want to change myself for anyone, let alone someone who was plenty accepting of me for this long. But I also don't want to lose my marriage over clothing and I don't want to constantly be at war over this. How do I talk to him or what do I say to explain to him that I don't want to change my style or appearance and that he's hurt me? Am I being too stubborn and should just change my style for sake of peace? Sounds like it's time for a conversation about the state of your relationship. This is a weird issue to come out all of a sudden. I'd ask him where it came from. What's going on, if something is wrong or not working for him in your relationship. Obviously don't stop wearing black and start wearing pastels, but I doubt it's about the black. There is definitely something bigger going on here. If he likes colors and florals, he should wear colors and florals. I do agree with other commenters that it could be about other issues he has in the relationship. But I do also wonder he's perhaps bought into some of the misogynistic vibes of our times that have some men wanting women to be more conservative and feminine for reasons that aren't so much aesthetic. Has he expressed political or social views that might indicate that it's about his perception of your place and presence as a woman? It just seems off that it would just be about his attraction to your sartorial aesthetic changing. You've said your piece. There are no magic words to get him to understand. Hey, dingus, I don't want to wear pastel florals. He might be sulking, but your conscience is clear. This reminds me so much of the post from the woman whose husband was upset that she spent her fun money on a gaming setup, then bitched that she didn't dress up often enough. Turned out he was having an affair with someone who dressed up. You guys are close to 40. Have you considered that he might be having some type of super weird midlife crisis or something? Usually when that happens, people buy a sports car or motorcycle, not nitpick their wife's clothing. IDK, very weird. You are right though. If his attraction to you has boiled down to the color of your PJs, you def have bigger issues.